Hey everybody, PJ here with Exotic Car Hacks, and we are back today not to talk about the greatest Lamborghini ever made, but to talk about yet another Lamborghini that joins my collection. But this particular one, I have a history one, and this particular one actually replaced the car. You might be looking around here and saying, wait a minute, where is the Evo? And if you guess properly, well, the Evo is now gone. She has found a new home, someone who will love her, use her, and hopefully get laid a lot with her. Now, in this particular instance, though, this is still the greatest Lamborghini ever made. I'll stand by that to date. But you see, I have a history with a particular car. It is this particular car, and it is the Performante. I don't know if you've been noticing or if you've followed me for a while, but this is the car that I drove in Netflix's Fastest Car, Season 2, Episode 1. If you haven't checked that out, check that out. And I love the Performante more than any other car ever. And this is actually not even my first, but my second Performante, because I actually had the first blue Glauco Performante ever made, which was the same color as my Lamborghini Evo rear-wheel drive that you recently saw. But today, we are actually talking about my latest acquisition to replace the Evo rear-wheel drive, which is this Nero Pulso Performante. Now, on the surface, it just looks like a matte black Performante, and this is paint, to be honest, very different from Nero Nemesis. Today, we're just going to unveil the car, show you a little bit about this particular spec. But reality is, we have already done a ton of reviews on the Performante, so this isn't really one of those, let's do another review on the same crappy car again. This is what I called in my reviews the best driver's car ever made in history. And today what I'm going to talk to you about is not only the spec, which is Nero Pulso on the outside, all possible options, the better mesh wheels, which is fantastic. And on the inside, you have this most incredible two-tone ad personam interior that's like $15,000, and it's unbelievable. This was a very high sticker of $350,000, and it is unbelievable in person. One of the nicest specs I've ever seen on a Performante. So the question is, why did I buy another Performante? Well, there's a couple of reasons. First off, like I said, it's the best driver's car ever. So if something's really good, you want to own one. Secondly, it's out of production. Thirdly, while I have an STO coming, the STO lacks one thing that this car has that does make a significant difference. And it's this ALA system. This active aero system that happens on the Perf and the SVJ is just one of the most incredible driving experiences ever. And for me, this has been something that I've never been able to duplicate with any other car after, no matter how fast or incredible they were. I just love this car. So I just had to buy another one, and this is why this is now back in my garage. But for those of you thinking, is this the right time to buy a Performante? You may have noticed Performante values have been going all the way up. There was a time where spyders were actually trending around 250 and 260 pre-COVID. And now spyders are back and almost none on the market and over 300. And coupes in incredible specs are back of sticker by just 20 or 30,000, and in some cases at sticker over on incredible colors. So you have to start wondering what is happening. And one of the things I've said, if you've been following me, is that pricing, make sure you refer back to that video as to what's happening in the markets and why pricing is up. But pricing isn't coming back down on some of these out of production cars, which made sense for me to acquire one of these and hang on to it for a little bit. Now, that it's going to stay here for a very long time or a very short time, I'm not yet sure. This car came as a factory CPO car, which was really good because it's giving me the opportunity to drive it without worrying. It's an incredible color combination. It only has like 2,000 and change in miles, which is unbelievable. It's very clean, it's very low miles. And the only issue here on the surface, for those of you that have ever wanted to own a matte paint car, especially one of these special cars, is keep in mind that these cars are very hard to maintain. Just very hard to maintain, partially because first off, you have the PPF here covering it in case there's a rock chip, but you also have to understand that just the matte paint itself is very sensitive and just very annoying to constantly maintain. Outside of that, I'm gonna have a lot of fun for this car. I'm basically gonna daily drive this the majority of the time, use it a lot, and a great combination, something next to the SVJ that's gonna look fantastic. I would also point out that the Nero Pulso is very different from the Nero Nemesis. Most people think of the Nero Nemesis as a matte blackish color, but really Nero Nemesis is a fade of black and dark graphite. This is closer to dark graphite than dark black, but I still think it looks fantastic. Hard to tell if they're not both in the sun next to each other, but very tastefully done. This has everything from the comfort seats you need, the ad personam interior, the better wheels, painted calipers, even the dynamic steering along with the mag ride, which really makes the driving experience even more incredible and planted than any other car out there. So if you have been thinking about getting a perf, remember values right now are continuing to rise, and they're going to continue to do so as less and less inventory is available. So don't wait, get into a perf now before it's, you know, an additional 50K from where it is, because I think that's ultimately where we're going to end up with the Performante. So there you have it. I just wanted to unveil this. Hopefully you enjoyed. Tell me what you think of the color combination. I had never done this before where I did a matte with a green, but I think it works flawlessly here. But I'd love to hear what you have to say. So leave me a comment and tell me, do you think that this green interior is too much, or does it just look right with the forged carbon and everything else? And there you have it. More videos coming on this, comparing it to the SVJ and maybe racing both and seeing which one's actually faster. I still think off the top of my head the SVJ is going to be a faster straightaway car, but this is going to be a lot of fun to take around the track, and more importantly, just a lot of fun to drive around the city, because the SVJ sometimes is just too much, you know, and this car just does it just right. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit on notifications, and I will catch you on the next video for Exotic Car Hacks. And welcome to the latest baby. Now the question is, what do we call her? If you have any ideas for the tag, put it in the comments too. I'll catch you next time.